To get started making our table runner and placemats, you're going to need the fabric that you created. This particular fabric was made out of a jelly roll. I also like creating my own fabrics out of any type of leftover fabric that I have from a project. Say I made Destiny a dress, and there was a portion of fabric left over. I'll cut strips out of it. And then I make fabric over a period of time and eventually make something out of it. It's an easy way to not waste fabric and get some really nice, very colorful fabrics that make great accent pillows or aprons. I mean, dozens and dozens of things you can do out of a beautiful piece of fabric. To get started with this, we've got our fabric that we made. We're going to need our ruler and our rotary cutter and an extra ruler. Any kind of ruler will do. This piece of fabric that I have, I'm gonna say it'll get me one nice long table runner and 4 placemats. I want to make my table runner at least 15 inches wide. Got my edge lined up on a line on my mat. I have not squared off anything yet. I always, this I consider a scrap piece of fabric. I always set the second ruler at the end because I can't see the end of my table, the mat lines to line up. So I'll use the mat lines on the one edge with my ruler, and then I'll use the second ruler to line it up. Since nothing's squared off yet, I'm going to go a little over 15. So later on, I can square things up nicely. I'm actually cutting it at 16 and a half. Okay, and now I'll make my placemats out of this other half. I'm cutting down the long piece of the fabric. Now, I could have folded this in half, giving myself less area to have to cut. So I'm just keeping it at about 16 and a half. Because I know I will be trimming more off. Okay? Alright, so now we have our fabric to cut our placemats out. And then here will be the table runner. So what I'm going to do now is I know I'm going to get my 4. And what I like to do is I'll use the seam right here, and I'm going to give myself a half to, let's say 3/4. No, actually we're even going to go farther. 1 1/4 inches. Let's just go with 1 1/4 inches, and you can see through your ruler and you just line up the quarter line on the seam. Okay? And then I cut that portion off. Obviously my blade needs to be replaced. Okay. Do it to the other side. So I'm going to do 1 1/4 inches. So I'm going to put the quarter on the seam. Okay. This end didn't get ironed very well, so okay, and we're just gonna All right, more waste. All right, so now we have a nice squared off ends.